Okay, so we'll go ahead and get started. First, I want to thank you, Dr. Stephanie Burrage, for taking part in our Black History Month interviews. We're really excited to have you. Today, we have Zeke Clark as well, one of our Armstrong scholars that are going to take part in this interview with us. For some of you guys that have been kind of following us along throughout the month, we just wanted to kind of think outside the box on this. So really what we have is just a discussion between the three of us.
Nice.
Know Dr. Burrage even more and see her thoughts on things. We wanted to highlight Black leaders that are in our community right here in our neighborhood and
Nice.
outside the box here at Armstrong this year for Black History Month. So I'm going to hand it over to Zeke so he can introduce himself and we'll get started.
Well, hello. I don't think I've met you before, but you mean you now. I'm Zeke. Full name is Ezekiel. I go by Zeke. I'm committed to Mankato for track and field, actually.
Nice.
And regarding Armstrong, I do best buddies here and there when I have extra time too, but I'm definitely signed up for that. I PCA kids with special needs. My mom has a couple of family friends, so I PCA them. And then I'm pretty outgoing. I like to talk, laugh a lot. So yeah, at Armstrong, I just like to make everyone's day a little better. So yeah.
That's definitely for sure.
You picked the right person. We have similarities because I like to talk and laugh a lot.
Yeah.
But no, that's good. That's good. Well, hey, Zeke, we'll leave it off to you to take it away.
All right. So first of all, I wanted to just throw out there, what is your greatest life accomplishments?
My greatest life accomplishment actually has been being a wife and a mother to my 3 children. That is important to me. Being a good friend to my friends and being a good family member so that people can count on having me around and they're providing advice and support. I think that's important. Your friend and family circle is very important. So that is one of my greatest life accomplishments, that people seek me out for support and for help.
So kind of being that middle piece that for everyone to be able to go right back to. Yeah, that's great. I said being that middle piece that everyone can, be, you can be there for everyone.
Yeah.
That's great. How long have you lived in Minnesota?
I have lived in Minnesota for 14 years. I moved here in 1991. And loved it. I actually had a house right near this community when I moved to the state, and we were over behind Lakeview Elementary School. And currently I live in Robbinsdale area, and it's been 14 years. So I've been here a good while.
Where did you live before?
I'm originally from Michigan. And so It was interesting. It was my husband who brought me here. He got a job. He was recruited right out of college to come work for Pepsi-Cola Company. We did not know anyone when we moved here. I mean, not a soul. So when we moved here, right, we were like, we don't know anyone. Let's go to Minnesota. And we loved Minnesota. And we made lifelong friends. And so it's been one of our homes that we just literally say, this is home. So
yeah, Minnesota definitely does that.
It is so clean.
Yeah. Who has kind of gotten you here? Who's been your role model, inspirational leaders to kind of get you to where you are today?
Sure. I'm always going to fall back on my parents. My mom and dad are really my strongest role models. My parents are still living. My dad is 83. My mom is 82. And yes. What I'll say is what I love about them both is that their stories are very different. My dad was actually told by his high school counselor that you will never go to school. My dad has been a superintendent for over 24 years. He has a bachelor's degree, master's degree, an ed specialist degree. He's just an amazing man. At his 80th birthday party, his students were still coming back to him. He was literally to see him and to celebrate what he has done for the community and for people. So whereas my mother on the other side, she had a very different experience. really financially, her family struggled in growing up. And I mean, they've really struggled. And so when she and my dad married, my dad told her early on that you're going to go get your degree and we're going to do this together. So they did back-to-back degrees. He would get his bachelor's degree, then she would go get hers. Then he would get his master's, then she would go get hers. And they did all of that. My dad paid cash for all of them to get their degrees, and did the same for my brothers, sisters, and I. So when you talk about a sacrifice, when you talk about role models, my parents sacrificed to make sure that we had, and that just our larger community supporting kids. So they lived the life that they modeled for us. They were my true role models, and still do today.
I feel like they definitely like really were focused on passing everything down, like really getting it to the next generation, not really focused on themselves, but they were also doing things for themselves, which is really, really admirable. But what do you advise you have for high school students about life in general?
The best lesson that I have for high school students, and I share this quite frequently, experience life. You spend the first 14 years of your life in a very controlled environment. You're typically with the same group of friends. You build your beliefs and thoughts around that group. But the moment that you graduate from high school, the world gets larger, and things that you may have thought that you wanted to do may change. It's okay to change. You have to figure out at each stage of your life what is best for you and work towards that. Also be open. There are a lot of times that kids will say, I'm going to be a teacher, or I'm going to be a dentist, or I'm going to be this, but they may have they may not have experienced another career. And then when they get to that point, they go, oh, do I make the shift? Yes, you're young enough. Yes, you're young enough. You can regroup several times over. Try it, because life is in front of you. You have time. You have time.
Okay. Yeah. And tell me a little about yourself. Where'd you go to high school?
So I went to high school in a place called Covert, Michigan, graduated top 10 of my class. I then attended Western Michigan University. It's in Kalamazoo, Michigan. From there, when I moved to Minnesota, one of the things and I was a secondary English teacher. So I, of course, started teaching here in Minnesota, and I taught middle school students and high school students. I wanted to connect in with the elementary students as well. And so I went back to the University of Wisconsin, River Falls, to get my elementary certification. So I got a master's in elementary education. And at the same time, because I felt it was important, I was attending 2 universities at the same time. I also attended University St. Mary's University, and got my leadership degree. So I was actually, like I said, working on 2 different degrees at the same time while I was still working as a principal, because I did not want to ever be in a building and support teachers and support students without having the background knowledge of a K-12 experience. So after that, then I went to the University of Minnesota and received my doctorate degree in 1999.
Wow, so you've had a long pathway, a lot of schooling to do.
Yeah, I like school.
Yeah. As a leader in the Black community, what advice do you have for high school students? I know this kind of like goes back to the same thing you were saying before, but But it's
the same. You have to use your mentors. Literally, I have students right now that have reached out to me to say, Dr. Burrage, I need some assistance. You better believe we're going to help. I have students who have lived with me. So I have students that I have helped get into college. I have right now about 5 students that I'm still working with, that I have followed them from their freshman year in college, and I have assisted them all the way through, because that is what you need to do. Use your mentors. You are connected to teachers, to adults who can assist. Reach back and ask them for assistance. Now, there may be some who say they may not help you. Don't spend a lot of time with them. Move on to the people who will help you, and you will trust and believe. You'll get the support that you need in the areas that you need support in.
I feel like a lot of people don't really realize that a lot of the adults, that's their jobs to do that. So when they need help and they don't want to ask for people, they don't realize that the adult's main job is to help the students.
It is.
So it's crazy. A lot of people don't take advantage of that.
It is. The student that I'm working with right now, and the university thinks I'm his parent, because he lists me as the first contact. And I literally, his mother's like, call her first, because that's my job. And she said, I've never gone to college. I need you to help my son work through this system that I've never been through. And so I do. He literally, we map out classes. He will graduate this year. So I have stayed with him. And every year he comes and he says, I don't know if I'm going to make it. I say, yes, you are. You're going to make it. Now let's get your schedule together. And every year we do the same thing. And he will graduate this year in
That's amazing.
Water science. He's one of the few African-American male students in a water science program in the United States. So
that's amazing.
And and just to add on, I can just tell, just with listening to you, Dr. Burrage, and just the history with your dad and mom, that you're carrying that baton, right? That torch, right? And that's education. Like
it is.
Like you brought it up, Zeke, as well. Students need to know that we are here to help, and it's kind of that saying that a closed mouth won't get fed, right?
Mm-hmm.
Best part for education, for why I got in, and I can see with your dad, Dr. Burrage, is the best thing is when kids come back. Are they text you, or they reach out, and it's lifelong just growth, like you're partnering up and you're growing together. So, that's the beautiful thing about education, but, definitely.
It's family. It really is. It's family. And kids don't have to go into education. It's wherever life leads them. And so that's why for that student, he said, I don't see myself as a water science person. I said, why not? I do. And that really changed his mind. I see you as that. And so sometimes it is someone saying, I see you, you can do this. And just giving the support to help the student through.
Gotcha. What is your life mission? Like, kind of like, what is your why? What is your purpose? What do you live by?
I live by how I can help others. That is really big for me. How to provide service to others in areas that I bring a skill set. So that is my why. Being open, being available to helping others that may have a need, and also being open when I have a need, when people can help me. That's important, because everyone has gifts, and your gift may be different than my gift, and being able to utilize everyone's gift, because it is just that. You've been given a gift in life, use it. Use that gift to help others. And so if you don't use your gifts that you've been given, then people lose out on what you have to offer.
I feel like it's kind of like we all have our strengths and weaknesses, and the people that I might have weaknesses that might be your strengths. So you might be able to help me with that. So I feel like everyone just needs to realize that we're all one support system, and we can help each other out a lot more than we think we can.
That's it. We're in this together. I use that comment all the time. We are in this together. We will work together. We can come to solutions together. We should never be divided. We should always be working towards a place of being together.
That's why we have days like Falcon Focus and stuff, so we can help each other out.
I love that.
It's great.
I love that.
Well, thanks, Zeke, for those questions. And we're going to move to the next part here, Dr. Burrage. So we call it Final Five, kind of quick fire. So it's 5 questions. You want to answer it in one word or one sentence.
Okay.
That's the challenge for everybody. So
look, let me get ready.
Okay. So number 1 is, what brings you the most joy right now?
Spending time with family and friends and laughing.
Nice. What do you want your family to think of when they hear your name?
I am always available to them and fun.
Nice. Your favorite cartoon growing up?
Scooby-Doo.
Classic. That's a classic. The book, our 2 books that have impact on you, or that you would recommend.
Intashaki Shange, For Colored Girls Who Committed Suicide, When the Rainbow Is Enough. That is my favorite.
And then your one message that you would tell all high school students. I know you touched on it kind of throughout knowledge throughout this interview, but what's something that you would leave for our high school students here?
Experience the world. Experience the world, and don't make decisions on the limitations of others. That may not be your path. Take the path that you have been given. You have to take the path that you've been given, because someone else may not be okay taking that path because it's not their path. Be courageous in taking the path that you have been given in life. that will carry you through everything in life. You have to live your best life.
Man, that's great advice right there. And you know, that's it for us. You know, we definitely want to thank you, Dr. Burrage, and Zeke. You did a great job with those questions.
Thank you.
But
Zeke is amazing. He
Man.
is amazing.
Thank you.
Smooth.
Amazing.
So,
You represent Armstrong well.
yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yes. So we thank you, Dr. Burrage, for spending time with us. We know you have a busy schedule, but felt like it was only right to have you take part in our interviews this month, just for our student body and our parents and others can just get to know a little bit more about you. And we appreciate you.
Thank you. Thank you. You have a great day.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you very much.